Hi, and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Maybelline Dream Velvet Matte Foundation and the Wet n Wild contouring kit. This one is the Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Contour. This was the lighter color. And then I have this in Ivory 15. I will say when I was picking out my color, it's really difficult to find out what your match is going to be, because I mean you only get to see that at the store and you can't test them. That's the only downside I found about this. I had to go online and I just looked and watched a few reviews of people that were similar colors to me, and then that's how I picked it. I even think this might be a little bit too pink for me, but it definitely was the closest shade to me. And yeah, so if you want to see my review and see how I put these two items to the test, just keep on watching. Okay, so first I'm going to start out with the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I got mine in the color 15. So I'm going to start out with about this much, about half a pea size, and then start applying. The only thing on my face so far is moisturizer and then primer, and then I did my brows just to save time. And normally I have a combination normal to oily skin, but this winter my skin has been so dry. You can see, like, this is a dry patch right there. You can see that it almost immediately covered all the redness on my skin. Yeah, see how it covered that and there was barely any foundation left on my blender. I have not tried this with a brush yet, just because I don't usually use a brush with a whipped consistency like this, because it'll leave those brush strokes and it just takes me a long time to blend them out. But I've tried this with a dry sponge and a damp sponge, and all I can say is just really make sure the sponge is damp, because that's what's going to give it, help it blend a lot more. Then I'm going in with the exact same amount again. So I'm only using about a full pea size for my whole face. And I definitely would say that this is buildable. So you can see these are still peeking out just a little bit, so I'm going to do, just the tiniest little dot. Since this is such a damp blender right now, it's really shearing the product. But like I said, if you want it to blend, I think that's the easiest way to use this foundation. Okay, I'm going to show you the concealer on top of this so you can see how it blends out. And I'm using Matte Pro Longwear NC15. And I just put that right on the tip of my sponge because I know how much I need, and then I don't leave it on the back of my hand and then forget it's there. And I'm just going to touch it with those blemishes one more time just to really make sure they're covered. And then you can see this mixes with my concealer really well. Like, it's really just blending out. Okay, now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I'm going to take the highlighting shade, and this is the lighter of the two that they're selling. I'm just gonna set my under eye. And I really, really love how this powder sets everything. I just can't believe that it's only, I think it's less than $5 or right at $5. And it works, I'm not going to say as well as my MAC Pro Long Powder and Emphasize, but I mean pretty well. Like, look how smooth that looks. Just some translucent powder. And go all over everything. I definitely have to do this in the winter just because I put on so many illuminating things that I need to set everything before I start in with a contour or any kind of bronzing. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is the Morphe 12 angled bronzing brush. I'm going to go in with the contouring side. I mean, and just look how pigmented that is. Again, for $5, that is a very pigmented product. I just can't believe that this is a Wet n Wild brand. Okay. And I'm just going to blend that up. And it definitely builds up too. Like, you could really carve out your cheekbones with this. And I've been using this in my crease when I don't feel like wearing any eyeshadow. I think I might do that today, actually. I'm going to go in and just contour very lightly my nose. And this is an e.l.f. concealer brush. But today it's a contour brush. And then I go back in with that light shade and go right in between just to straighten it out. Like, look at that. That's crazy for drugstore to me. And then if you go a little too heavy with the contour, I take my blending sponge back in the light shade again, and you can just pat that over. It just looks so smooth and airbrushed. Like, look, you can barely see, I think, my pores or anything, and I have really strong pores through that area. Okay, I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So I went ahead and just finished off my makeup just to show how it applied on top of the foundation. And I really love both of these products. These were both huge hits for me so far for this year. I'm excited to try out some other drugstore products that came out, especially the foundations, because I always find just that one hidden gem foundation, and it's my go-to for the whole year. I want to also mention this blush. I don't know if this is a new blush or it says new formula. And this is in Rose Champagne from Wet n Wild. I'd actually seen some bad reviews on this, but I really like it. It's really light. I'm wearing it right now. But it is like just the perfect color to complement your bronzer or your contour, to where it's not going to take away from any other makeup that you do. I had actually seen Nikki Tutorials. She normally does, you know, a really bold glittery eye or winged liner, and she always just seems to have the perfect complement blush to it, to where it doesn't take away from anything else. And I think this could be that for me. So it is just a step above skin color with a slight rose tint, and then it has that not really shimmer, but it's like a gold sheen to it too. I really like it. Final thoughts on everything. The foundation definitely wears a long time. So I have tested this multiple times. I've tested it. We went on a really long road trip. We were in the car for probably 4 hours total, you know, and you touch your face and things are going on when you're sitting in a car. It lasted all day. It was raining outside and really humid, and it didn't budge at all. I think it maybe broke up a little bit right here just from my normal smile lines. And then I've worn it to work several times, and my shifts at work are 10, 11, 12 hours sometimes, and it lasted all day. The only place I've ever seen it really break up is, like I was saying, here, maybe a little bit here, but that's every foundation for me. And then a little around my nose, again, that's every foundation for me. I have been setting it with the e.l.f. makeup mist, and I really do think that prolongs it. This doesn't say it prolongs makeup. It just says it sets it, you know, kind of meshes all the makeup together. But I have found that it does prolong this one a little bit. So that is a bonus. And again, another drugstore item. And then I just love this. I think it is such high quality. I really can't believe this is drugstore. I love it more than any other contour highlight that I've tried that's in a palette together. Pro Emphasize is still my favorite highlight, but I mean, this is pretty close. And this was a really good color match for me. So yeah, thanks for watching. And if you've tried any of these products, please let me know down below and let me know what you thought of them. Thanks so much.